Hello everyone and welcome once again to another program of Prime Time. I'm your host Beverly. Well, I don't know exactly where the year went by, but it seemed to have passed by really in a flash. Is it that we are so busy that things go so quickly in 2016? Well, today just sit and relax and we are going to look back at all the exciting things that happened in Prime Time in the year 2016. This is our special program. We are customary of doing this every year, 2016 Prime Time's Year in Review. We'll be right back in a moment and I have a pleasant surprise for you. Stick around.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
We're here at the outdoor sports meet. Oh, cut. These sandflies are murder. Wait, how come you aren't getting bitten?
Mommy uses Go Just for Kids to protect me from them and the evil mosquitoes that give you dengue.
There's also Go Family Protection for us adults. Can't be too careful with the dengue scares. Here.
Wow, this really works. Even the ants have stopped biting me. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Go, protect yourself.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Time and our 2016 Year in Review. All the great things that happened on Prime Time during the year. And also to kick off our tradition, we normally have a co-host. And this year I have Carla Blon with us. She's no stranger to the program. She's just returned from Switzerland after another studying stunt. And we thought it would be great to see that Leslie is insisting that we start highlighting the millennials. Your mom says, no, let's start with the millennials of this year. And here you are. So how has it been, Carla?
It has been great. I just finished my third semester out of 4. During my first semester, I'll have no classes. I'll just be doing my thesis. So it's great to have all my classes out of the way. So I really could not be happier right now.
I know, and have some more fun to be traveling up and down. And so we are going in this segment during the 2016 election. I know you're very politically savvy. There was, of course, elections, and as we always do, we had members of the 6 contesting parties, and not only the leaders, but we had some of the new faces, so we could highlight them. And then we went on to having the new CEO of Nagico Insurance, as Dwayne Elgin, as well as Dr. Gil Gonzalez, who joined a team of specialists here on St. Martin, and the head of Inspectorate of Education, Yvette Hawley, all leaders in their respective fields working for the betterment of St. Martin. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll do some snippets. So we are looking back a little bit in retrospect. And so how did you feel when, I suppose, he called you into his office, Mr. Maksud, and presented this to you? You know, Dwayne, we would like you to be the new CEO. I'm going to take another role in the company. I'd like you to take over what I was doing before.
Well, I first felt honored. There were quite a number of people who've been with the company for a very long time. We had some executive managers who would have been even probably close to the inception of the company. There were quite a number of other people who would have been eligible for this position. I think at the end of the day, what was probably advantageous to me was the fact that I was involved in the core part of the business, and after all, we're an insurance company, so that certainly helped. My understanding of reinsurance and insurance certainly was a major advantage, but it was quite a surprise and an honor for me.
It was surprising because I didn't expect in a small island with this population was going to increase at that speed, and even when I reached the country, it was 1 year and 4 months ago. The dialysis unit was with only 45 patients, and actually we have 65.
Oh.
Yes, and it's going on. So the population in dialysis is going to continue increasing because the kidney disease is really present here due to the diabetic and hypertension and other kidney diseases.
Now, what I'm going to ask you is because we, as we know, in the Caribbean, we have a high percentage of diabetic patients, and
It's true.
an offshoot of that is kidney disease if you don't control.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
And so, who is at risk?
Well,
Yeah.
everybody.
Wow. That's not such a positive
That's
answer.
not nice.
No, not nice at all.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody can have a kidney disease, but of course, if you are diabetic or if you suffer of high blood pressure, your cholesterol is high, you're obese, or you have some family inheritance disorder that affect the kidney, you are at risk.
So how would you say is the FBE? Because as I would say, it's homegrown. It's well put together. A real cross section of what the children have learned over the years. How would you say it's going?
I'm proud to say that it's a very good exam. It's developed locally by our teachers in primary as well as secondary. We appoint coordinators that are responsible for the trajectory. We set them the deadlines. It's also screened by professionals, so we don't do the final screening here. That is done by the Caribbean Examination Council. They give us feedback, etc. And every year we would re-evaluate how it was done. And this year, I would say, is our best year, this academic year, 2016-2017, because the division of exams, which exists from 2010, we can say that we have gone through a rich regiment of training that we can now, in May of 2017, analyze. So we're not only producing, but we are producing, we are printing, we are analyzing the data, and we are doing really thorough analysis.
And so we spoke to some professionals on St. Martin who are really great at what they do, great at their jobs. We spoke first to the new manager of NADIGO, and that was Dwayne Elgin. He spoke with us about taking over the insurance giant, as well as Dr. Gonzalez, who came out from Spain to join the team of specialists. And she was talking about kidney diseases and so on, and that you must take care of your bodies. And also the head of Inspectorate of Education, that was Yvette Hawley. All leaders in their respective fields working for the good of St. Martin.
Those interviews were very interesting indeed.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed doing them, especially the one with kidney health. That was really interesting, and she has a nice personality, that Dr. Gonzalez.
This is Primetime's 2016 Year in Review, looking back at our guests who had something special to say this year. We'll be right back with more.
Travel Planners, an award-winning agency on St. Martin with a well-trained, knowledgeable and friendly staff dedicated to making your travel arrangements hassle-free. We can book your airline, car, cruise and hotel reservations to anywhere in the world. Visit our offices or log on to our website and take advantage of our special packages to the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Travel Planners, voted best travel agency on St. Martin.
Hey, Bob, you're on family vacation. Oh, but your daughter's got the measles. But don't worry about it. With your Be-Sure travel insurance, children under 12 are covered for free.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah, for free.
A cruise is a great adventure. Not only for passengers, also for us. The Port of St. Martin. Our port always reflected the needs and aspirations of the time. From the first to the 1.75 millionth passenger in 2013. Our cruise story started in 1963 with our first cruise passenger. 50 great years later, 20 million passengers later, thousands of cruise berths later, we've become the leading port in the Caribbean. 50 fantastic years. Like a dream. The dream of Port St. Martin lives on and reinvents itself every day. The best is yet to come.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Time, and we are, in the midst of our year review in 2016. We changed our location today. We are here at Travel Planners. My friend Zai was nice to host us so we can have a little change of scene. And also, my co-host for today is Carla Vlon, and so we in her neck of the woods also. And so, Carla, this year we talked to some of the millennials. That's the new word, it would seem, the new it word. The baby boomers, which I belong to, is not the it word, is the millennial. And so, in our interviews this year, we had quite a few, some of them returning from studies and planning to do some good work in our community. Tell us a little bit about, your plans. Yeah.
My plans.
Because you are one of the millennials. Are you coming back home, or you would like to do some more studies out?
I am right now stuck in a little strange situation as I'm still trying to figure out what the plan is for the next year or 2 years. I do think that I would like to continue to do another degree, but of course this is all I have to see in retrospect everything that...
But do you think it's very important, as we said, they highlighted millennials, those who go away to study and, have done their time abroad, to come back?
Yes, I do think that's very important because I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time complaining about St. Martin and then we don't do anything to give back to change exactly what we're complaining about, and we just sit behind our screens safe on Facebook and say this is wrong with the government, this is wrong with society, and yet we stay away and we don't do anything about it.
That sounds really great. And so we had you when you came back from and tell us a little bit about Switzerland, and not only that it's nice, but other things too. We had Laura Bainsdorf. She is somewhere traveling around, but she came in to talk to us too, and Fleur from Manides, who headed the project to determine how healthy St. Martin is. So enjoy those tidbits that we had during the year of 2016.
Well, I moved back to the island a little over 5 years ago. I was in Holland trying to decide what I wanted to do. I was working there for a little bit, and then the job opportunity came up for after 10-10. They were looking for a lot of higher educated professionals to come back, and the opportunity came up. And of course, I was like, okay, no more winter for me. So I was very happy with that. And so far, we've been busy with quite lots of projects. We have a lot of ad hoc things that come in as well, but no, it's been nice trying to contribute back to the island I grew up on.
Yeah. So are we environmentally conscious enough?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I do think it's been getting better over the years. People are getting more aware, people are getting more knowledgeable, especially of the side effects of environment. But health is also something it's tricky. It's not something that happens really quickly that you see effects of something. And that's why a lot of people don't really see the effects happening to themselves and don't take it as something that would happen to them personally.
How challenging was it for you to leave St. Martin and then move first to Holland and then on to Switzerland on your own? Because you didn't live in a student flat sharing with students.
If you ask my mom, she'll tell you that I cried to her every day.
I heard that.
I have selective memory, so I don't remember any of this. But it was hard because here on St. Martin especially, you're babied. I mean, you know everyone that surrounds you, and it's so hard to be up to no good or to just be in a place where...
Oh, that freedom.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not necessarily that I struggled and went crazy with freedom, but it was just this idea that you become part of a society where you're literally no one to the people that you're walking around. And at first it scared me a lot, it made me nervous, because if anything happens to you, no one knows.
When I grew up, besides my parents being very, thinking the outdoors experience is very important, I also started volunteering when I was about 15 with the various environmental foundations on the island, including EPIC. So it's kind of after university, being able now to work for a foundation like EPIC, who's trying to make a difference on the environment on St. Martin I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy that I can do that.
And I'm going to ask you the very important question is, are we really conscious of environment and protecting it here on the island?
I would like to say that it's getting better. When I was growing up here, I think a lot of people did not know what was detrimental to our environment. Of course, St. Martin went through a huge tourist boom. I mean, in the 1950s, 1940s, we had nothing.
Right.
You know, there were just a few thousand people, a few cars, a handful of cars, and we lived off of our natural environment. And when the tourist boom came, we became very wrapped up in development, and we didn't really focus on preserving that natural environment. But we also didn't understand the importance it holds,
the
right?
value, yes.
So I guess through EPIC and other foundations, we figured to make people care, we need to educate them first. So if you say that a pond is important because it protects us from flooding, it provides a safe haven, it adds to our fisheries, it adds to our economy, it helps prevent global warming, it filters our water, then people go, oh, we didn't know that was so important. So hopefully that helps us, I guess, motivate others to protect those natural areas that we still have left in the future.
I feel confident that the future of St. Martin will be a bright one if we would just give our young professionals that chance that they need to share their creativity and their talents. During the season of giving, please remember those who may be less fortunate than we are and share the love. Prime Time will return with more of our year in review after the short break. Stick around.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Mega Wadi is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
There's no primetime year in review without a look back to the famous personalities who got to grace the program during the year. In particular, Beverly was extremely excited to interview the following 3 people. First, King Verse, who we all know brought us phenomenal hits during the year. And second was DJ Outkast, who
I know as Chandri Hodge. And, you know, we did an interview. And for everyone in the studio complimented that program that we did with Chandri. Ray was taping, Leslie, everyone. Ricardo, when he did it, and he says, Bev, that was a great program for a long time. He just had a personality out of this world. Complete change from what I knew him as a student. And then you also had, Neha,
Yes, Neha Gidwani, who had the honor to be able to represent St. Martin as Miss India this year.
Yeah, so let's look at those. Look at my boy Chandri. DJ Outkast.
You had Look Trouble, but that
was in the groovy category.
That was in the groovy category. But this power category, Pressure is what won you the crown.
Correct.
So what was it about the song? Tell me about pressure. Pressures of life. What kind of pressure in a relationship? What is the pressure?
No, well, it was pressure that was going to give the rest competitors. You know, in a very competitive manner, of course. Last year, after the competition, you heard a lot of talk on the streets that, hey, Verse, you should have won, you know, and they give it to Ricky Ting and this and that. And I took those same elements and those same comments and put them in the song. Of course, you know, repeating the same thing I've told everyone, you know, I don't care about last year's results. I'm not a judge. I did my thing. You know, I put my best foot forward, and the rest is history. You know, I know that I had to come back this year and, of course, go twice as hard, work twice as hard, and, you know, redeem myself.
And what about the writing and the composing?
Yeah. Well, I do everything myself. The rhythm was actually produced out of Trinidad, and then we recorded everything here at North Island Studios, Great Music Studios, and with my team. A great team, fabulous team that I have working with, because alone, I'm not here sitting, I'm sitting here alone right now in front of you, but there's a great team behind me.
Multitude of people behind you.
Yeah, so I took my time writing the song, basically, you know, adding different elements. I like melodies, so that's why you get the road ready, we rode ready. You know, it's just a song that I always put myself in a position of the people. You know, I'm human like everyone else. I like to party. You know, I don't do it as often anymore, but I put myself in that position and say, hey man, what would I be saying if I rode ready and I'm ready for the road, and
You know, let's have fun. My bag's set. You know, Juve morning when it comes, people pack their bags, got their rags, got their drinks, they roll with their posse, and it's just a fun time, you know, and we just have fun.
How did you get into this business?
It was mostly through my dad, you know, because a lot of people might not remember this, but back in the day, head of Front Street, across the street from Sea Palace, my dad had the store, Al-Haj Records and Electronics.
Yes.
And a lot of people might not know, but he also used to DJ as well, make his own modified version of mixtapes and whatnot. And through him, growing up around the music and also hearing him tell all the stories, how he met Bob Marley when he came in the shop, Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, Neil Diamond, all these
big names, huh?
Big names,
Yes.
who I knew nothing about, of course, at the time, because I was too busy wanting to be a wrestler. Another story.
That's another show.
Story.
Yeah.
That's another story. So through the influence of him, always talking about the music and whatnot, and then eventually he got out of the music and focused more on his satellite business. Funny enough, as soon as he got out of the business is when I wanted to get into the business. So thereon, he gave me all of his old equipment, all of his old records, and down in the basement with a cassette deck, one turntable, a home speaker, and a home amplifier, and that's where it all started for me.
So tell us about this experience when you were first asked.
Well, I think it was a great experience. I definitely learned a lot. I met a whole lot of new friends that I really love. I still keep in touch with them.
Okay.
When I first went there, of course, I was a little skeptical and really nervous, but as the nights went on and the rehearsals and everything, I learned time management, of course, and how you have to adjust in certain situations. It was a great experience, I must say.
Were they asking you, where is St. Martin?
Yeah, hell yes. It was such a common question. I would be like, so I'd wear my sash. I got sash the first night, and everybody would be like, Saint Martin or Saint Martin, what is it? And I was like, it's Saint Martin. And they're like, where are you guys? And I was like, the Caribbean. Oh, so you're from Jamaica? No, not Jamaica.
Yeah, see?
But it was nice explaining the island, and one thing that I noticed was I started appreciating my own island a whole lot more, because I was like, you know, a lot of people don't know about such a beautiful island, you know? And I'm like, as I started speaking about it, I'm like, the island's actually really great, much greater than I thought it was.
Those were some really great interviews which I enjoyed immensely. My little daughter Neha, and of course Chandri, DJ Outcast, and of course not forgetting DJ Verse, King Verse. Alrighty, so it's wonderful to see St. Martin being represented by so many young people with so much talent, and it's always good that we can always have a voice and an ear for them to experience and show that. So continue to make us proud out there, all our young achievers. Coming up now, after the break, we will have much more. Stick around and we'll be right back. This is Prime Time. The Daily Herald is my first source for up-to-date information and news. Putting together this program of Prime Time requires research and knowledge of current events. For local news, regional and international news, do read the Daily Herald. And so this is Primetime's 2016 year in review, and we are rounding up in our final segment. And we did an interview with those students that went to Holland in the mood court. You know about that?
Yes, it was really interesting, I think, to see their success in competing for the first time in the moot court, and to know that they're in my old city of The Hague, and just to see that they did so well, it was a really great moment.
Yeah, they got second place, as a matter of fact. A lot of people didn't even know where St. Martin was, so it was a great experience for them. And as we continue, I know they've been teasing me, but anyway, yes, I am a teacher. Yes, I did have a lot of my past students on my program this year. We had valedictorians, we always do that. And special, the parents love it so much, and the children themselves, who did very well in primary school as they move on. And then the spelling bee champs. Yes, it was Siandra from the St. Dominic Primary School in my class, yes, and she was the spelling, she was the queen bee, as we call her. Enjoy that. The spelling bee competition was really an interesting and enjoyable one.
My name is Ava.
Yeah. Ava, yes.
Ava Gibson. I go to the Sturgeon Primary School, and I got the highest score on the FB exams. and I was also the valedictorian of my school.
Yeah. So you had it says here first honors overall for Ava Gibson. When you got that news, how did you feel?
First I didn't believe it. I thought they were joking, you know. But it felt good, of course. Yeah. And my parents were extremely proud. So.
We are speaking to the students from the moot court that went to Holland, and they placed third out of 16 or 15 countries. 16 countries. Wow. How did you all feel when you went? Did you think that you had a chance?
From the very beginning, we were very pumped. You know, we were like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make it. We were very motivated, and we didn't fear competition. As like, you know, we were just. It was our first time. We didn't know what to expect.
And actually, you're one of the new kids on the block.
Pretty much.
Right, and people had past experiences, so that supposedly was a disadvantage, which you took and you turned around.
Yeah, but from the very first round, you know, they realized, wow, St. Martin is a force to be reckoned with. We had very powerful speakers, and a lot of people were like, oh my God, that's St. Martin. They were really that good.
And so now we have the big winners. These are the champion spelling. These are the B's. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. They are the winners, and they're going to introduce yourself to our viewers. Go ahead, Deshine.
Hi, my name is Deshine Gale. I am 10 years old. I attend the Mac JAG school.
And which grade you're in?
I'm grade 5.
Grade 5. And go ahead, Siandra.
My name is Siandra Caesar, and I am 10 years old. I go to the St. Dominic Primary School.
And you're in?
5th grade.
Yeah, and who are your teachers? Now I'm being biased here now.
Teacher Beverly and Teacher Lisa.
Lisa, yeah. So I'll tell you all the big secret at the end of the program. So tell us, Siandra, how was it being part of the Spelling Bee?
It was challenging, exciting, fun.
And wishing you great programs in 2017. And thank you, of course, to my co-host Carla. As I said, she was no stranger to primetime. We've seen her grown over the years, and you did. This looks like the new primetime lady here. She did a fantastic job. Thanks so much, Carla, and I wish you all success for 2017.
Thank you so much. I wish you the same.
Wishing you a happy new year, a prosperous one, and we'll see you in 2017.